Can you hear me yet? Can you hear me? Your narrator, Major Tom Barger, and on behalf of Commander, 8th Air Force and Joint Global Strike Operations Center, Major General Ty Newman, welcome to Minot Air Force Base, where only the best come north. And of course, welcome to the 5th Bomb Wing Change of Command ceremony. We are pleased that so many of you are with us today to share in this important ceremony as we bid farewell to Colonel Jesse Lamarand and welcome in a new leader, Colonel John Burrell. Now, before we begin today's ceremony, I'd like to take this opportunity to go over a military protocol and ceremony etiquette. Today's ceremony will be conducted as an outdoor ceremony. You will be given cues on when to stand and be seated. All military personnel should remain covered and render a salute during the ruffles and flourishes and during the national anthem. And while our civilian guests stand and place their right hand over their heart. Additionally, all military personnel should stand at the position of attention during the presentation of the medal, the change of command, and of course our grand finale, the Air Force song. Now, our ceremony today is a celebration of both continuity and of change. Continuity in the form of a military tradition whose roots reach back through time to the legions of ancient Rome, to the passing of signets that once symbolized the transfer of command from one to another, and change, as this great command says farewell to an honored leader and welcomes his successor through a ceremony that differs only in style, not in substance, from those of the Romans. Today, we gather here in person, some having traveled great distances to witness firsthand this awesome transfer of authority. And in today's digital age of AI and deepfakes, we gather for this ceremony so there is no doubt or question who is in command of this incredibly powerful wing. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party. Remain standing for ruffles and flourishes, the presentation of our nation's colors, the singing of our national anthem by Airman First Class Carolyn Montague, and the invocation by Chaplain Mario Rosario.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts
Let us pray. Almighty God, as true guardians of the upper realm, the warbirds stand the watch, projecting strategic missions and deterrence under the long and unyielding shadow of this stratofortress. As the wing guidon is passed on today, we pause to honor this transition of leadership. We offer our profound thanks for the resolute leadership and articulate guidance of Colonel Jesse Lamarand, the care and sacrifices of his wife Natalie and daughter Eva, all of which anchored and nurtured the success of Team Minot for the past 2 years. As we ask your grace and favor upon their home as they embark to the next flight path to more success and service to our nation. As Colonel John Burrell takes the helm of the 5th Bomb Wing, together with his wife Alicia and children Will and Izzy, and as Chief Master Sergeant Scott Bradbury assumes responsibilities as the 5th Bomb Wing Command Chief, together with his wife Lisa and children Stephen and Reagan, we ask for your divine guidance and strength over their tenure. Bless them with vigorous health, clear vision, and unshakable resolve. Supply them with boundless bandwidth of right judgment to lead this massive enterprise. Guardian of the skies, keep our airmen and their families safe and mission flawless. May the resilient spirit of the close-knit family of warbirds, rough riders, Magic City, and Peace Garden State forever reassure our allies and deter adversaries. And the proud Team Minot continues to be known as formidable force for good. We ask all this in your powerful name. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you, Honor Guard, Airman Montague, for that spirited rendition of the national anthem, and Chaplain Rosario for those invigorating words. Thank you. All right, today we are honored to have many special guests in attendance. So please hold your applause until introductions are complete. I'll give you the cue. It is a special day, and we do have many special guests. So, from the 8th Air Force Command Team, Command Chief, 8th Air Force and Senior Enlisted Leader, Joint Global Strike Operations Center, Chief Master Sergeant Brandon Wolfgang. That's the only one I'll let slide. Special guests of Colonel Lamarand include his spouse, Natalie, and their daughter, Eva, his mother, Kendall, and her spouse, Noel, his father, Dan, and his spouse, Denise. And special guests of Colonel Burrell include his spouse, Alicia, their children, Will and Izzy, his mother, Mona Reeves, and her spouse, Taryn, his father, Major Steve Burrell, and his spouse, Colonel Mary Burrell, both United States Air Force retired, his siblings, Sister Shelby and her daughters, Ivory, Emery, Ayla, Onyx, his brother Scott, and sister-in-law Summer, and his good friend who surprised him last night by showing up here today for this occasion, Lieutenant Colonel Paul Jansen. And representing the Honorable Kevin Kramer, United States Senator for North Dakota, Ms. Caitlin Weidert, the Honorable Jose Castaneda, State Senator of North Dakota, District 40, and his spouse, Feliciana, the Honorable Mark Janser, Mayor of the City of Minot, and the 5th Bomb Wing Honorary Commander, and his spouse, Mary, the Deputy Commander, 5th Bomb Wing, Colonel Mike Taylor, his spouse, Amanda, and their daughters, Holly and Harper, Command Chief, 5th Bomb Wing, and today's guidon bearer, Chief Master Sergeant Scott Bradbury, his spouse Lisa, their children Stephen and Reagan, and his parents and Kim. The Commander, 91st Missile Wing, Colonel George Chapman, and his spouse Erin. Has a nice ring to it. Deputy Commander, 91st Missile Wing, Colonel Matt Crossman, his spouse Bernadette, and their son Ryan. The Command Chief, 91st Missile Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Virgil Castro. The Adjutant General of the North Dakota Air National Guard, Brigadier General Mitch Johnson, The Commander, 119th North Dakota Air National Guard Wing, Colonel Christopher Dimitrovich. Deputy Commander, 119th North Dakota Air National Guard Wing, Colonel Jared Krupp. Director of Staff, 119th North Dakota Air National Guard Wing, Colonel Kevin Dacey. And a special thank you to our international guest from the Canadian Armed Forces, Chief Warrant Officer R. Keith Henry and his spouse, Mary. And of course, we would also like to welcome all of our civic leaders, our commanders, our chiefs, our first sergeants, friends, family, and members of Team Minot. Welcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm Minot welcome to the Commander, 8th Air Force, Major General Ty Newman.
All right, that's quite an introduction right there. I didn't know what we're getting ourselves into there. That's fantastic. Well, man, welcome to today's ceremony. What a fantastic day it is here today. I was telling some folks earlier today that being a farmer and a rancher by background, I love seeing the sun come up in the morning because it starts the work day. But more than that, I get to see some rain and then the sun again, and you can't get better than that in a day like today up here at Minot, North Dakota. More importantly, when I look out over this audience and then look out and see the Mighty B-52 in the background, today is obviously a very special day. Seeing the firepower and the capability that this wing projects is nothing but just completely awe-inspiring, and it's just wonderful that you could all be here to join me today. So I'll start by first making a few acknowledgments myself. Obviously, for our national anthem, singer and the chaplain, great way to start off a ceremony like this. You know, anytime you have an individual that can come up here and show her talents and sing the national anthem like that, it's really just great. And chaplain, we always appreciate your services and blessing both the incoming and outgoing commanders and their families, as well as Team Minot. We really appreciate that. The Honor Guard did a great job, as they always do, looking professional and carrying the colors so proudly. 250 years. What an incredible feat that is. And we just celebrated that this past weekend. It's really, from an Honor Guard perspective, I really appreciate you guys doing that. Protocol puts a lot of work into putting these on. As many of you know, there's been a lot of activity here at Minot this week between the 91st changing over, so congratulations, Colonel Chapman there. The change of command for the operational group, so congratulations to that team there as well. And then all the other things that Protocol normally does. So I appreciate Protocol's lead on that. So Michelle and your team, congratulations on all the hard work. And of course, the action officers that are standing here behind me, they put a lot of time and effort in there. This is a volunteer opportunity. They don't get paid extra to do this. And they did a fantastic job. So thank you guys very much for doing that. To the family, the Lamarand family, Natalie and Eva, Kendall and Dan, Noel and Denise, thank you all so much for being here. I know it's a very proud moment as well to see the determination of Wing Command for Colonel Lamarand, but I know you're excited about what the next opportunity is going to be for him as well. And certainly for the Burrell family, for John, Alicia, Will, and Izzy, and the entire family that's here today, as well as the surprise guest appearance by a good friend of yours. So thank you guys so much for being here. To the civic leaders and Ms. Whiteheart, Honorable Casienda, your spouse, Honorable Janser, your leadership and your support for our wing here at Minot is just unbelievable, and so we really appreciate that. Colonel Taylor and Amanda, of course, Chief Wolfgang, my command chief, is here. Colonel Chapman, again, thanks for representing the 91st here, and congratulations again on that fantastic change of command you did actually yesterday, I believe, right? Yeah, good. And then from the 191st, Joe Johnson and all the 191st team that's here, the relationship with the Air National Guard that we have at Minot is really, it's been ongoing for quite a while, but it's continuing to expand and do great things. And so I appreciate your leadership, and I appreciate the entire Air National Guard being represented here today. So there's going to be many more folks out there that I probably should recognize, but they ran through most of that list anyway. I honestly really appreciate everybody being here. I know these guys do too. This is a family affair, and today's the ceremony for all that. So with that being said, my final thank you is to the airmen of the 5th Bomb Wing and those that are in attendance from the 91st Missile Wing. Thank you for your service. Thank you for volunteering to put the uniform on every day, coming to work at the most lethal base in the United States and doing this mission day in and day out. I don't need to tell you how critical your mission is to our nation's defense. The 5th Bomb Wing has a rich legacy that dates all the way back to the creation in 1919 in the territory of Hawaii, where the forefathers pioneered aerial observation. When Pearl Harbor was attacked, your predecessors were among the first to fight back to the enemy, playing a pivotal role in the Battle of Midway. From that point on to Vietnam, to operations in Enduring Freedom and Iraqi freedom, to leading continuous bomber-present missions in Guam, and right up to the last combat aircraft overhead during the withdrawal of troops from Afghanistan, you have always answered your nation's call. And let's be honest, you do that while operating in some of the most extreme conditions on the planet, from extreme heat to extreme cold, and some occasional wind in between. This past year, you've proved your grit once again, and by playing a massive role in major combat operations. This incredible history of combat air power was built by the remarkable men and women you see here today. And you've always been guided by highly skilled leaders. Today, we're here to close the chapter of one great leader and open up another one as we bid farewell to Colonel Jesse Lamarand and bring in Colonel John Burrell. Jesse, you and Natalie are wrapping up an incredible 2 years here at the 5th Bomb Wing. Leading the only wing that hosts 2 legs of the nuclear triad in an evolving security environment is a monumental task. In the last 2 years, you expertly commanded 6 bomber task force deployments. But the true test of this combat wing is how it responds in unexpected times. And when the timeline is compressed and the nation needs strategic air power immediately, you guys crushed it. When short notice calls of action came down, you and the wing never hesitated. You successfully executed a rapid immediate response force deployment last year and then proved the high stakes readiness yet again with a massive surge of operations this past spring. That effort required the entire wing to pull together, launching long-range strike, non-stop combat missions directly from this flight line. Even more impressively, while maintaining those heavy operations from home, you rapidly generated combat power to a forward deployed operation with a massive package of airmen, cargo, and aircraft to the U.S. Central Command area of responsibility. Despite that punishing conventional operational tempo, you never took your eye off the no-fail nuclear mission here at Minot. In fact, your team's focus resulted in the best Air Force Global Strike Command nuclear surety inspection in years. A historic success resulting in 187 superior performers from across the wing. Your impact goes far beyond the mission though, serving as a relentless champion for the families and the people who make Minot run. You were driven by a deep compassion. You also fought to ensure the airmen always had the best equipment to execute this demanding mission. You worked tirelessly to tell the Minot story at the national stage, frequently hosting distinguished visitors from senators to staffers to senior Department of War officials to immerse them in the critical nuclear mission here at Minot. Your efforts have improved combat readiness and earned this wing the Air and Space Force Outstanding Unit Award and the Great American Defense Community recognition. But we know you can't do this all by yourself. Natalie, thank you for being an incredible partner to Jesse over these past 2 years. Your deep commitment to the airmen and the families of Team Minot has left a truly lasting impact. You went out of your way to make sure that people didn't feel isolated. Worked closely with the Military Family Readiness Center to support first-term airmen, new spouses, and families navigating the challenges of military transitions. Through your genuine kindness advocacy, and heartfelt care, you help foster the resilience and loyalty that make this community so special. So thank you. Let's give you a round of applause. Eva, thank you as well. As you know, your dad wasn't always there for you. He was out taking care of the rest of the family, your brothers and sisters right here in the 5th Bomb Wing. So thank you for your service. You have 2 great parents, and I know you're proud of them. So for the next great chapter of leaders for the 5th Bomb Wing, we look no further than to the gentleman to my left and the family up front here. And this gentleman by no means needs an introduction to this community, but Colonel John Burrell and his family, Alicia, Will, and Izzy, have done an incredible job as the operational group commander for the last couple of years. Stepping up from the operational group to take the guidon for the entire wing gives Colonel Burrell a unique and powerful advantage. He already knows the mission. He knows the aircraft, and most importantly, he knows all of you. He is ready for this moment and was handpicked to continue this legacy of success because of his reputation for tackling the mission with efficiency and tenacity. When operations kicked off last year, John was the first guy I leaned on to go down range and be the acting wing commander and eventually the deputy wing commander of the 28th Expeditionary Bomb Wing. He stood up the largest bomber deployment to Europe since World War II. From pitching tents, to organizing billets, to working with local facility experts to overcome power and water outages, John ensured the mission never failed. I'm certain he will lead this wing well. He's a man of character, he will always do the right thing for the right reasons, and he'll ensure the 5th Bomb Wing remains ready to fight. John, as you know, Wing Command is an incredible honor and a huge responsibility. You're now responsible for the entire enterprise. Not just the operators, but the maintainers, the defenders, the mission support, the civilian professionals, and all those that make this installation run every single day. Your people will look for you for guidance and leadership. Use your deep existing knowledge of this team to hit the ground running. Be bold in your decision-making, drive ambition forward, and deliberately build upon the success of your predecessors. Continue to improve the wing and deliberately choose strength every day. The command trusts you to execute this mission. The command trusts you to take care of the people and lead this wing to higher heights. My pledge to you is this. This is a team effort. Your team and my team, together as one. My staff and I will be by your side if you need us. But you have my implicit trust to lead this wing. So John and Alicia, I wish you both the very best up here at Minot as you take on the guidon of the 5th Bomb Wing. Lead them well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, General Newman. At this time, we ask that Colonel Lamarand join General Newman on stage to receive the Legion of Merit. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of the award.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. Colonel Jesse Lamarand distinguished himself by exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Commander, 5th Bomb Wing, Minot Air Force Base, North Dakota, from 28 June 2024 to 9 July 2026. During this period, Colonel Lamarand's exemplary leadership was critical in commanding the Department of War's premier installation, housing 2 legs of the nuclear triad, safeguarding a $5.4 billion nuclear weapons stockpile, 27 B-52s, and 6,000 airmen and their families. Under his command, the wing executed 259 higher headquarters directed missions, generating 10.4 thousand flight hours and 1.8 thousand missions. He led 6 bomber task force deployment missions, 2 immediate response force combat activations, 18 Operation Southern Spear missions, and executed global combat missions from Minot Air Force Base. Furthermore, he drove Minot's nuclear enterprise modernization, identifying over $1 billion in critical projects for base infrastructure, including the new long-range standoff missile, Sentinel, and MHU-139, setting the foundation for the command's largest modernization effort. His leadership culminated in the wing earning the best nuclear surety inspection results in 6 years, 7 Headquarters Air Force awards, and 153 major awards, demonstrating a culture of sustained excellence. The superior initiative, outstanding leadership, and personal endeavor displayed by Colonel Lamarand reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. All right, well, sir, this is the last time I get to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Lamarand.
Good morning, Warbirds, distinguished guests, civic leaders, and the real support structure here, families. General, I can't thank you enough for trusting me, giving me the opportunity to lead this incredible wing. It's been the most proud I've been of any accomplishment. It's been the most honored to serve with the airmen of Minot Air Force Base, their families in this local community. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I wanted to start off by saying and echoing General Newman, this is outstanding that we have a B-52 starting up its engines. We saw a helicopter fly by with its whoop, 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 whoop. Reminds me of being a kid watching Platoon. It's pretty sweet. What else is sweet is I got up this morning and I was watching the sun come out, and I couldn't help but think, man, we live in a gorgeous state. Then I was attacked by a giant mosquito swarm. I think one bit me in the eyelid, and then my thoughts flashed to snow and 40 degrees below zero, which means death to mosquitoes. So there is a bright side to the cold, and if I'm crying, it's because a mosquito bit me in the eyeball, not because I'm an emotional wreck that I'm leading this magnificent wing. Thank you very much to Michelle and the protocol team. This is not an easy event to put together. This is probably one of 15 that you've worked on this week, so thank you for your dedication and professionalism. Well done, Michelle. Thank you to the Honor Guard, our national anthem singer, A1C Montague, for the wonderful rendition of the national anthem. And thank you to Lieutenant Colonel. I got the honor of promoting him a little bit earlier this year. Rosario, where you hiding, buddy? There you are. Thank you so much. You always do a magnificent job, so I appreciate that. So, to welcome, number one, Ms. Caitlin Wiedent. I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly, but I want the audience to know that as a representative of Senator Kramer, you've been here just as much as he has, even when he's not here. You've been out at Oak Park, you've been in the halls of the JDC, you've been downtown, you've given just as much to this community as any other person, so I can't thank you enough for representing Senator Kramer and supporting this town enough, so thank you so much. Welcome, Senator Castaneda. It's wonderful to see you again here. I'm sure you were reminiscing a little bit about the B-52 noise. Appreciate all your support between you and Feliciano. Thank you. Mayor Janser, as mayor of Minot and on my honorary commander, I couldn't have asked for a better partner. You've got a day job, you've got a family, you've got grandkids, yet you still find the time to come out here and spend time with us and help us lead. So thank you for that, both you and Mary. I appreciate it. Chief Wolfgang, one of the first, I think the first base you visited when you took the helm was Minot Air Force Base. But that's just a testament to what you understand as important with the nuclear mission and the conventional mission. And you've shown us leadership from day one, and I've learned a lot from you, so thank you for that. Mike and Amanda, so many words for you. Thank you for making me better, making this wing better. It's an honor to have you here, especially with your two wonderful kids, Holly and Harper. Well done, guys. General Johnson, thank you for taking the time to come out here. You're one of the busiest generals I've ever met, and my time with you on the North Dakota Military Commission has been absolutely magnificent. We were able to get to connect our spouses' influence, airmen's needs, all across the board, and pass several different legislative initiatives to help make life for airmen better, so thank you for that. Okay, so George and Aaron, welcome back to Minot. We are so excited to have you here. This base, Jimmy left it in an outstanding state. You guys are going to take that torch, and it's going to burn brighter. You've got a lot more coming down the pike than we had with all the modernization, so good luck. I'm so happy to see your face again. Matt and Bernadette, you guys have been absolutely incredible. You've had to hold down the fort when Jimmy and now George is here. Your son Ryan has been an absolute lifesaver, literally, at the pool, so well done, Ryan. Thank you, man. Virgil, it's wonderful to have you here. I know you're just on board. You've got a magnificent leadership team, and I know you're coming with an incredible pedigree. So between you and your wife, thank you for leading here. I appreciate it. Oh, this is going to be the hard part for our civic leaders. I'll talk a little bit about you in a second. I just want to say welcome. It's wonderful to have you here. Dr. Shirley, Jason, Cassidy, Jamie, Pete, Brecca, Bruce, Linda, Jared. Thank you. Thank you for your support. But I'll talk more about that in just a second. And then, lastly but not least, our absolute amazing Canadian friends, Keith and Marion. Thank you for representing. You really bring credence to the Canadian myth that Canadians are very nice, and you guys are very nice. So thank you. You're also very deadly on the battlefield, so I appreciate that. And thanks for the 119th Wing representation. I know Sheriff and I are looking forward to a new partnership in the future. So we're looking forward to making that work. And then I'm going to get to you in a second, Dave. Alicia, Will, Izzy, you guys have just been absolutely incredible. Neighbors, friends, support. I can't thank you enough for being here. And then the Sheriff's family, Steve and Mary and Mona and Taryn, his brother Steve, Shelby and Summer. You've raised this young man right. He has done more for the OG than General Newman just hit the tip of the iceberg. So he has done an incredible job, and I am so excited to pass the baton to you. So thank you very much, Sheriff. So when I first arrived at Minot, I had a little bit of a biased perception, not of the city and the region, but of the mission that was shaped by an experience almost 20 years ago at Barksdale. So for those that aren't familiar, the nuclear enterprise broke about 20 years ago in 2007. They flew a B-52 loaded with nuclear weapons from this base down to Minot Air Force Base, and in doing so, exposed the slow degradation of the nuclear enterprise that had been happening over the past decade. It was the darkest day the Air Force had had in many, many years. But I'm happy to report that upon arriving here at Minot, I've seen its brightest day. The boss talked about all the accolades with the NSI, the conventional missions. It's all true. But the real thanks goes to the commanders. Group commanders, can I please have you stand? Squadron commanders and senior enlisted leaders as well. Please turn your heads and recognize the real people. Thank you. That's the one thing I did right was listen to you when I got on board. We couldn't have done it without you. You led this base, you led your airmen, and you led us as a team to produce combat mission-ready airmen, ready to fly, fight, win, fix, execute, support, maintain, and defend. And you did it while ensuring they were thriving at home and at work, and I can't thank you enough. Because our mission is to produce, organize, train, and equip combat mission-ready airmen, but we are at an aging garrison, isolated, cold, under-resourced, with constantly shifting priorities. And one of the biggest variables that helps us get through that are our civilian partners. Coming on this base, we've reached a new level of help. All of you have day jobs, all of you have lives, all of you have families, yet you find the time in the mornings and the evenings on the weekends to come and support airmen here. You've raised millions. You've sent hundreds of airmen home. You've helped them enjoy Minot. You've helped them realize that just because they're far from home doesn't mean that they are alone. You've made them feel like Minot has been a second home, and it has been for me and my family, so thank you. Mom and Dad, I'm gonna try to keep this as innocuous as I can because I'm gonna bust out crying here in a minute. This is a mosquito bite. I wasn't crying, it was a mosquito bite. Thank you for raising me right. Thank you for teaching me the value of good parentage, having a good education, spending time with family. And thank you for coming to all these years, all my soccer games, all my concerts, all these changes of command. I could not have done it without you. I really appreciate that. And Denise and Noel, you guys have been around for several years. You've done the exact same. Thank you for all the support. I can't thank you enough. I appreciate that. And lastly, I want to end with my biggest fans. I could not have done this without you, Natalie. I don't know how you put up with me sometimes. Your patience is absolutely incredible. You have sacrificed so much to make this a success. You are the best mom, the best wife, an incredible leader within the community here, and you make me a better man, so thank you. And Eva? Yeah. I am so proud of you. You light up my day every single day, and I can't wait to see what's in store for you. Thank you for being my rock and my most wonderful bright light. Whew, okay. So I've ordered 2 mosquito-killing C-130s to roll in here shortly, so my eye stops hurting and I stop crying. Thank you again. Sheriff, you did an incredible job with the OG. You've made us better. You put fear into the hearts of our enemies. You've instilled trust in the American people that we can do what we say we can do. I am so happy to hand this wing to you. It's been an honor and a lifetime serving with you, brother. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Take care.
Mrs. Lamarand, Natalie, and family, the men and women of the 5th Bomb Wing would like to echo Colonel Lamarand's appreciation for your sacrifice and support over these past 2 years. You will be missed. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the official change of command. Attention to orders. Department of the Air Force, Headquarters, 8th Air Force, Barksdale Air Force Base, Louisiana. Special Order Number Golf 26-07, dated 1 July 2026. By order of the Commander, Colonel Jesse W. Lamarand will relinquish command to Colonel John E. Burrell, 5th Bomb Wing, Minot Air Force Base, North Dakota, effective 9 July 2026. Signed, Major General Ty W. Newman. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Now, as they say, folks, there's a new sheriff in town. Ladies and gentlemen, the commander, the 5th Bomb Wing, Warbird 1, Colonel John Burrell.
All right, good morning, Warbirds. How's everybody doing out there? Yeah? Pretty good day here. Just like Napalm said, it's perfect. We got jets running. We're getting after the mission, getting readiness back. And the team's out there absolutely crushing it. Maintenance is jobbing it. Flyers are flying. And Z's team's out there taking care of us all, while Mike's team's keeping us safe and healthy. So we appreciate it out there. CM, stand up real quick. Give her a big round of applause. Yeah. All right, so CM goes by CM. She's an air traffic controller. So she's normally up in the tower telling pilots where to go. But thanks for coming down here and sharing that with us. It was really wonderful. Honor Guard team, thank you for being here and supporting this event. We appreciate it. Protocol team was already thanked, but again, thank you for coming out here and taking care of us. Absolutely wonderful. Chaplain, thank you for the words. And then thank you for the support that you give everybody on this installation. Truly appreciate it. Really special. Ms. Caitlin Whiter, thank you for coming out here. Appreciate it. Fuse Feliciana, the Honorable Fuse, thank you. Mr. Mayor, thanks for being here. Truly appreciate it. Chief Wolfgang, again, thank you. Yep, I remember your first visit up here when you came to see the airmen, kind of snuck in, snuck out. Appreciate it. Mayo Amanda, thanks for coming out. General, thanks for being here. Appreciate the partnership. You know, we're a 2-wing installation, about to be a 3-wing, and we're really looking forward to that. Gosh, so many people here. Ripper, Aaron, it's gonna be a fun 2 years. Looking forward to it, and looking forward to working together. Matt Bernadette, thanks for being here. Truly appreciate it. To the civic leaders, I mean, my goodness, Task Force 21 and civic leaders here are amazing. So 2 things special about Minot that you don't see anywhere else. We've got a great relationship with our downtown community, and they support us every single day. The other great thing about this base is the relationship with the Rough Riders, and we're in lockstep, taking care of each other. Most times you go to a base and the wings don't get along. So we're gonna keep that going, all right, buddy? Good. All right, to my parents, thank you for being here. Thank you for keeping me on the right track. I know there was a time where you maybe didn't think that was gonna happen, but I appreciate the stern guidance and raising me right to get this done. Paul, thanks for surprising me last night. That was pretty cool. He was on a Delta flight in LaGuardia last night. He's a Delta pilot. And then he deadheaded all the way here in the jump seats to get here for this event, so pretty special. To my family, Alicia, Will, and Izzy, thank you for your constant and selfless sacrifice. I asked my son to move his senior year to come here 2 years ago to take the OG stick, and he gave up friends and family to come here. Same with Izzy. I appreciate it. The cool thing is she gets to do 4 years in the same high school, which we never thought would happen. It's crazy. I've been here now 10 years across 3 tours. We're counting this one as number 4. We brought both those kids home as little babies, the house is on base, and now they both will graduate high school here, which is pretty phenomenal. To Alicia, the most important person, you are my rock. You keep me grounded. You tell me when I'm messing up, and you get me going in the right direction. So please keep doing that. I appreciate it. Thank you. You guys probably have more time on this base as well than anyone else. So just want to say I love you and thank you. Major General Newman, thank you for the opportunity to serve here again. I find myself lucky. I came here as a first lieutenant in 2006. I got to come back, be a squadron commander, and then I got to come back, be an OG, and now I get to do this again. I would not want to lead anywhere else than this base because of the mission we do here, so thank you. All right, to the men and women of the 5th Bomb Wing, thank you for answering the call to serve our great nation. All of you serve in a select group tasked with the ultimate defense of our nation. My vision for you is simple: combat ready always. This base stands ready as the nation's premier nuclear deterrent, holding our adversaries at bay. The Warbirds and the Rough Riders, we hold the line. You're out there 24/7, 365 doing the nuke mission. We step up when called. My priorities are family, mission, and values. Families first, because they're why we win. They're our bedrock and why we will always win. So my charge to you is maintain the balance. The mission is our responsibility to our nation. We will hold the line. We will innovate. We'll find different ways to get the mission done, all the while taking care of our families. And we will be the most capable bomber wing in the world. Our values will ensure we maintain the right path. I ask you to always be humble, be credible, and be competent. Because remember, once we lose our credibility, it's impossible to get it back. Lastly, we're going to provide unwavering support to the 91st Missile Wing. Because if we fail in supporting them, they fail in their mission, and that's a failure for America. I'm aware that none of this is easy. I'm aware of our present, future challenges, infrastructure, resources, manning. We can go down the list forever. But I promise you this, as your commander, I will always fly lead. Anything I ask you to do, I will do it myself. I'll be right there alongside you serving. I will continue to push you and to excel. Combat ready always. Boss, I got lead on the right.
Thank you, Colonel Burrell. On behalf of the 5th Bomb Wing family, we'd like to welcome Mrs. Burrell, and we look forward to working with you. We welcome you and your family to the 5th Bomb Wing family. All right, in keeping with Air Force tradition, we will conclude today's ceremony with the playing of the Air Force song. While it's mandatory for Air Force members to stand at the position of attention, we invite all of our guests to join us in standing for the Air Force song and the departure of the official party, as well as our special and distinguished guests. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. We go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, zooming to meet our thunder. Out of north, giving the gun. Down we dive, spotting our plane from under. Off with one hell of a roll. We live in fame, we're down in flame. Hey, nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. We invite you all to proceed through the receiving line to welcome Colonel and Mrs. Burrell. Stay for refreshments. Thank you for attending today's ceremony, and have a great Air Force Day.